On December 29, 2024, a terrible accident happened in South Korea. Jeju Air Flight 2216 crashed while trying to land at Muan International Airport. The flight, coming from Bangkok, Thailand, had 179 people on board, 175 passengers and 4 crew members. Sadly, almost everyone died. Only 2 people survived. This is the worst plane crash in South Korean history. The plane was a Boeing 737-800, a type of plane used a lot by airlines. This sad event shocked everyone in South Korea and around the world. People started asking questions about airplane safety. The crash happened on a regular Sunday, making the holidays very sad. Families were getting ready for New Year's, but instead, they heard this awful news. Everyone in South Korea felt very sad, and people sent messages of support to the families who lost someone. People also wanted to know why the crash happened and who was responsible. The crash of Jeju Air Flight 2216 reminds us that flying can be dangerous. Even though flying is usually safe, accidents like this show us how important it is to be careful and have good safety rules. People are working hard to find out what caused the crash. This tragedy reminds us that life is precious and we should appreciate every moment. While investigators try to understand what happened, the world is thinking about the families and friends of the people who died that day. This very sad event will be remembered for a long time, and hopefully it will make airplane travel safer all over the world. The flight left Bangkok with no problems, but as it was landing at Muan International Airport, something bad happened. A flock of birds hit the plane. Birds hitting planes is something that happens sometimes, but it usually isn't a big problem. This time it was different. The birds probably damaged important parts of the plane, which caused the crash. After the birds hit, the pilot sent a mayday call. That's a message that tells everyone there's a big emergency. The pilots knew they were in danger and tried to go around and try landing again. This is something pilots do to try to land safely a second time. They give the plane more power and try to fly higher, but even though they tried, the plane wouldn't go up high enough. The landing gear also wouldn't come down, which made things even worse. This meant the plane had to land without its wheels, which is very dangerous. The pilots tried their best, but the plane crashed past the runway and hit a small hill near the runway. This hill had important equipment for helping planes land. Hitting the hill caused the plane to crash, and almost everyone on board died. After the crash, people started asking questions about the runway at Muan International Airport. Experts said the small hill being so close to the runway was dangerous. The hill was only 199 meters from the end of the runway. The International Civil Aviation Organization suggests it should be 240 meters away, although the rule says it has to be at least 90 meters away. Some people say the hill being so close to the runway made it very dangerous, especially in emergencies like this one. They think if the hill was farther away, the pilots might have had more time to fix the problem and maybe save the plane. Also, the hill had important equipment for helping planes land called the ILS. The ILS helps planes land safely, especially when the weather is bad. Having this equipment on the hill was dangerous because if a plane went off the runway, it could hit the equipment. The crash made everyone think about this problem, and now people want to check if airports around the world are safe enough. Right after the crash, South Korea started a big investigation to find out what happened. The investigators are from the South Korean Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, the National Transportation Safety Board of the United States, and Boeing, the company that made the plane. They are looking at everything very carefully, including the black boxes. The black boxes record what happened on the plane and what the pilots said. The investigators are looking at many things. What happened when the birds hit the plane, if the plane was working correctly, what the pilots did, and what the air traffic controllers did. They are also looking at the airport's design, especially the runway and the hill. The black boxes are very important for the investigation. They can tell the investigators what happened before the crash, if the plane was working right, and what the pilots were saying. This will help them understand why the plane crashed. The investigation will take a long time, it's complicated, and the investigators have to look at everything carefully. What they find out will be very important. It will help make sure this kind of accident doesn't happen again, and that flying is safer for everyone.